Hello, this is Dox from Dox TV. This week I am doing the Frost DK, where I take a look at the talents and see how they translate into the PvP arena. The arenas are non-rated, they're skirmishes, and we are be placed with randos against other randos, but it'll be not a big deal. Just to see one a test of what they look like right now. Right now it is July 1st, and so this is what the beta offers right now. It will obviously change before live happens, but it's a good understanding of what's going on. And I know the numbers are really messed up, and they're not tuned for every class, and they're not balanced right now. But this is just in a quick overview of exactly what we have going for us in Legion right now. As far as talents go, we got a couple different ones from last time I logged on to the DK. I went ahead and picked Shattering Strikes. If there are 5 stacks of Razor Ice on the target, the Frost Strike will consume them and deal 50% increased damage. As opposed to Icy Talons, Frost Strike now also increases your melee attack speed for 15 seconds, or 15% for 6 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. Or the Murderous Efficiency, consuming the Killing Machine effect has 50% chance to cause you to gain a rune. That one doesn't sound all too appealing. And if you become rune starved, I suppose that would be not a bad choice, but there are other talents in this tree that will make up for being rune starved, so that one's not really that big of a deal for us to take. Now the one that would be different, I have Shattering Strikes picked, but I'm really looking at Icy Talons. I think I would rather have increased attack speed. That one might be the one I'm going to check, so I'm just going to make the change right now. Next set, we have Freezing Fog, Howling Blast, and Frost Fever deal 50% increased damage. Your Horn of Winter gains 2 runes and 10 runic power. That one seems pretty good, but again, I went with the Frozen Pulse. While you have no runes, your auto attacks radiate intense cold, inflicting 21,000 frost damage to all nearby targets. That one seems pretty good in the PvP. That's what I'm going to go with. If you have any problems or concerns, you can go ahead and just blow me up in the chat. I don't really mind. This is just what I am doing for this video. The next set, we have Ice Cap. Your Frost Strike and Obliterate critical strikes reduce the remaining cooldown of Pillar of Frost by 1 second. We also have Hungering Rune Weapon, which replaces the Empowered Rune Weapon. Empowers your Rune Weapon, gaining 1 rune and 5 runic power instantly, and every second and a half for 9 seconds. Now that one seems pretty good, pretty solid, but not something that I'm really looking forward to. Avalanche. When Pillar of Frost is active, your melee critical strikes cause jagged icicles to fall on your nearby enemies, dealing 21,000 frost damage. This one again is what I am going to go with for this video. I feel like we use Pillar of Frost quite a bit when we're PvPing, so I think just extra damage thrown at a target would be pretty spectacular. Abomination's Might. Your Obliterate critical strikes have a chance to drive lesser enemies to the ground, stunning them. Your Blinding Sleet targets in a cone in front of you, blinding, causing them to wander disoriented for 5 seconds. Damage may cancel the effect. That's a nice CC, something that we may or may not need. I'm not necessarily something that I want to use in an arena. And we have Winter is Coming. Enemies struck 5 times by Remorseless Winter while your Pillar of Frost is active are stunned for 4 seconds. Now what that would mean is we just have to make sure that we stack our Pillar of Frost and our Remorseless Winter together, and then that would cause them to stun. So which is pretty solid, because this doesn't cancel the effect when you're attacking them, whereas this one does. Now it just doesn't seem very logical to CC someone and then break them while you're attacking them. So this one just ultimately does the gist for me. The next set, we got Volatile Shielding. Your anti-magic shield turns your enemies' pathetic magic against them, absorbing 35% more damage but generating no runic power. When it expires, 25% of all the damage absorbed is dealt as arcane damage divided among nearby enemies. That one seems pretty legit. White Walker, you can take 20% reduced damage while your Wraith Walk is active. When you are enter or leave Wraith Walk, all nearby enemies are slowed by 50%. Now that could be good for a BG or a rated battleground to cause targets to get slow or whatnot. But Permafrost, when you deal damage with auto attacks, you gain a shield equal to 30% of the damage dealt. that one seems like it has a lot higher survivability, and that's what I wanted to focus on when we're PvPing, is make sure that you don't find reasons to die. Next, we have Frost Strike, or Frost Scythe rather, a sweeping attack that strikes all enemies in front of you. So it's just another conal attack, and it usually you only proc this when you use Killing Machine, and your critical strikes with the Frost Strike deals 4 times more damage. So again, when you're using this one, it's only really beneficial when you get a Killing Machine proc, and then that will just absorb it instead of using your Obliterate or your Frost Strike. But in an arena or a BG, that would be more single target focus. So this one's not as useful as it seems for PvP. Your Runic Attunement, auto attacks generate 1 runic power. Yay. And Gathering Storm, each rune spent during Remorseless Winter increases the damage done by 10% and extends it by half of a second. That's pretty solid, because I'm going to pop that on cooldown. It's got a 20-second cooldown, so then every rune I use during it is going to increase damage. So that's going to be pretty legit. This next set, I just decided to go with the Glacial Advance. It summons a spike from the ground and advances towards each dealing 100,000 frost damage to enemies near the eruption point. So I thought maybe we can give this one a chance. It's only got a 14-second cooldown anyways. Normally we would take Breath of Sindragosa because it does a conal attack, and it will last until you run out of runic power. But you can try to avoid using your Frost Strike, get up to full, use Breath of Sindragosa, and then try to use your Obliterate to keep your Breath of Sindragosa going. So this one might ultimately be the best one ever, but I did want to try this Glacial Advance. Obliteration for your next 8 seconds. Every Frost Strike hits triggers Killing Machine, and Obliterate loses a rune. So instead of using 2 runes, it only takes 1 rune. Now that one seems like it would be solely a nice raid DPS burst instead of using Breath of Sindragosa. But right now, in this video, I decided to use Glacial Advance. Honor Talents, this one is completely up to you, just depending on how you want to play your playstyle. I have my Gladiator's Medallion. I have Reinforced Armor, which health is increased by 10%. Chose that one over when you're above 80%, you take less damage, or all melee attacks are decreased by 20%, blah, blah, blah. Most comps are going to have like a little bit more magic damage and less melee damage. So that one seems pretty good, but it's not something that I'm willing to take a chance on. The next set, instead of taking Cadaverous Pallor or Anti-Magic Shield, I went with Dark Simulacrum. Places a Dark Ward on the enemy, and then whenever they use mana, it allows you to use that same spell back on them. Well, not the spell exactly, but the same amount of spell that they threw at you. So you see somebody throwing a Pyroblast, and you want to throw this on them, and spends it, and then you shoot that damage right back at them. Good time to use Anti-Magic Shield, because then the Pyroblast doesn't hurt you, and you do a shit ton of damage back to that mage. So that's something I'm going to keep trying to do. The next one in the list is Decomposing Aura. All enemies within 10 yards slowly decay, losing 3% of their max health. Stacks up to 5 times, so it'll be about 15% of their health gone, which is nice for a nice burst situation where you can just burn them down really quick and not have to worry about that extra 50% health. Death Chill, your Chains of Ice now freeze a target, rooting them in ground, so it's nice to catch back up instead of having to chase somebody who's slow. And then you got your Chill Streak, deal 13% of the target's health, and frost damage reduces their movement by 70%. And it has a chance to bounce up to 5 times between close targets. So that one could be literally legit, and it would help take a big chunk out of their life. As they've been doing testing and changing everything in beta right now, it looks like they have finally added some adjustments to the character models when it comes to melee animations. If we can take a look at the dummy right here, you can see the different animations. And I'm just going to go through my spells real fast, and you can just take a quick look at them. is a lot better and refreshing to see that it's got a lot more changes to it. So we don't have to worry about it so much to just be so mundane and boring. So we can have more fun at seeing the animation that we are doing. Also, you can see the swords that are flying next to me. That is another artifact thing. It grants crystalline swords ability, which unleashes floating swords in the air that will impale your enemies. So pretty legit passive to have. All right, so we're gonna do some arena testing right now. We're going to take a look and see how things are going right now. I am paired up with a bear tank, so hopefully we can get a good solid section going on. I'm versus a mage and a windwalker, so my anti-magic shield is going to be pretty volatile to use right now when the damage starts to get heated up. The druid's going to be inner, so it's going to be fine. Let's just wreck this guy. Oh, I'm stunned. I'm going to let him stun me for a minute. All right, I'm going to get to go on my rotation, pop my cooldowns. Oh, I am getting fucked right now. And I'm dead. Alright, this is match 2. It's a threes team, so hopefully we'll have a better chance at looking at what we got. I'm with a resto druid and a warlock. What kind of warlock do I have? What stat does he have? Where's he? Trying to move him out of the set, but I don't know. Inspect. Alright, so his affliction. So I could do well. The warlock DK set is pretty solid. So we got a holy paladin, which I'm going to focus down, and we have frost mage and a windwalker. Yay! Last comp that destroyed me. So we'll just have to see if we have to peel off the healer, make sure that we don't have any situations where he needs help. So we're gonna make sure we do that for him. Let's get mount out. No, we'll wait. Alright, let's go. Stun again. There we go. Get some damage down on this guy. Good. Let's go over to Mandingo now. Chains of Frost. There we go. Okay. Chains of Ice. There we go. Stun. Heal me up, heal me up, heal me up. And go back to the frosting. Need DK to help me out here, brother. Erupt. Tear him apart. Just need damage now. Switch the focus over. Cool down, bros. Let's get this. Slam him hard, slam him hard. Get him, get him, get him. Come on. Interrupt that. Oh, shit. Come on. Dead. Next. Alright, please interrupt. Alright, we're just going to lay waste to the mage. He's immune. Switch back over to the monk. Can't do anything. We'll just wait for the mage to pop out. We'll just murder him. Dead. Alright, on to the monk. Get trick, bro. That druid really saved my life, man. He was all about it. You're up. Give him a couple of that. Get him. Obliterate. Just heal himself. What a douche. There we go. Look at that damage. Pretty solid. Not too bad. I like the stability there. I did get burst pretty hard there at first, but if I don't see anything really useful with the glacial advance, I'm going to switch back to Cindergosa here in a little bit. All right, interrupted again. All right, let's see what we got. Holy Pally. This comp might hurt a lot. It's a turbo with the Demon Hunter instead of a warrior. Oh, right into the broken window. We got Holy Pally. We're gonna have to go with the Holy Pally. There we go. Let's just get this bitch down. Dead. Alright, drop some glacial advances. Alright, let's do this. Same group as before. Obviously, we're queued together. A DK Holy Pally Rogue. Okay. I'm going to focus on the Holy Pally, keep him on the move again. Alright, we're going to focus on the Holy Pally, keep him on the move again. This Demon Hunter will focus on other things. Let's get this. Line of sight. Oh my god. This fucking ate my face. Good. Alright, let's go to the Rogue. Go to DK. Demon Hunter.
Do 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 do.